G'day everyone. Today's the episode that many of you have been waiting for, and that is the day that we unveil and cut and cook that 32 day aged ribeye that I've been aging, dry aging using in my dry aging bags. That said, many of you talked to me and said, well, what about the wines? So today I've pulled a selection of 6 wines out of the cellar. They're some of my favorite wines. That being said, I really want you to focus on the varietals more than the actual label on the wine, because we've got Meritages in here, we've got a Bordeaux, we've got an Amarone, we've got a Merlot, and it's just the type of wine that will go well with a nice, rich aged steak. And so what we're going to do to start this episode is we're going to work through the wines. I'm going to talk a little bit about the wines and why I love them, and the varietal, and then we're going to get that piece of beef out and we're going to step into cutting it, trimming it, sous videing it, and then cooking it in a cast iron pan with some butter. So I look forward to this episode with you guys today. I know many of you have talked to me about it and are excited about this today, so let's get started.
Hey everyone, so the first wine that we're going to review is the Costa Sera Amarone della Valpolicella, and this is the Classico. The vintage I've got is 2013. This wine has a lot of blackberry, plum, chocolate. The wine is predominantly Crovina grape. It has some Rondinella in it as well, and is around $40, and it comes from the Veneto region. So the second one I'm reviewing is this Brega Granacha, and this is from the Catalonia region of Spain. This is a real surprise. This wine, I'm going to say it's $50-$60 bottle of wine, but it's phenomenal. It's a Granacha grape, as I said, full-bodied, a lot of chocolate, tobacco, vanilla and blackberry. I love this wine. It definitely needs decanting, probably for about an hour before you drink it. So the third wine I'm reviewing is one of my favorite vineyards out of Washington in the Walla Walla Valley. It's the Pepper Bridge Merlot 2013. They make a great cab, great Merlot. A little more money this wine. You're going to probably pay around $80 Canadian for this wine. This, again, blackberry, plum, cherry goes great with beef. But I just absolutely love this region and I love this wine, and this is probably one of my favorites and the one that we're actually going to have with the ribeyes that we aged tonight. So this wine that we've got next is the Cakebread Cellars Cabernet Sauvignon. Again, I get a 2013 vintage, and this wine, oak, chocolate, vanilla, blackberry, plum, full-bodied wine. This is a terrific wine by a terrific producer. It's from the Napa Valley region in California. It's 100% Cabernet Sauvignon, and again, one of my favorites. Going to run you about $100, but well worth the money, and will go great with an aged ribeye. So the second to last wine that we're reviewing today is a Bordeaux, and an old Bordeaux, 1982, Chateau Lynch Badgers. This wine is phenomenal. I've drank other vintages, not quite as old as this. It goes great with beef. It's predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot blend. But, you're going to get more like cedar oak, tobacco, leathery, earthy, smoky, which will go great with a rich ribeye. So this wine is one of my favorites. Our final wine is the Palmyra Proprietors blend, the proprietary red. It is a Bordeaux blend. The grapes that are in it, Cab Sauv, Merlot, Cab Franc, Malbec, and Petit Verdot. This wine is phenomenal. Now, it's going to cost you. It's going to run you $400 a bottle, especially for an 07. It has never disappointed, this wine. It's probably one of my favorite wines that I've ever drank. I absolutely love it, and I would recommend it, and it would go phenomenal with these ribeyes.
Well, here we are, everyone. Here's the piece of beef. This is a 63 acre full ribeye loin that I got from here in Vancouver from Windsor Packing. And basically, how did I do this? Let's talk a little bit about what I did. I wanted to do my own dry aged beef. I've wanted to do it for a while, and I'd done some research online, and I'd found these in my dry aged bags, and they're not a vac seal bag. They're a special kind of bag that helps you dry age the beef, and I guess there must be some breathing qualities to it, because all the moisture is virtually gone. So first of all, one of the mistakes I made, I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I didn't take the green weight. What do I mean by green weight? Well, that's when I first got it, it has water in it. So that would be the green weight. And then what I should have taken is the green weight and then weighed it throughout the time that I've aged it. And this piece has been aged around 32 days. And so what I would have known is how much water it's losing over time to know how dry it's getting. So here's the Ribeye dry aging kit. Basically comes with a great set of instructions, really easy. You need a vacuum sealed bag, and I think, you know, I saw a guy online, he didn't even have a vacuum sealed bag. He figured out a way to get the water or the air out of it using a bucket of water. It comes with 3 bags, labels. So I did this, I started this May 5th, 2020, and today is June 6th, so when you take May 5th down to June 6th, we're around 32 days, 31 and a half days. And we have this beautiful grass-fed full ribeye loin. And so our goal today is, I wanted to tell you a little bit about it and how I did it, but now we're gonna cut them. I'm gonna pull out of the bag, we're gonna look at it out of the bag, and then we're gonna cut them, we're gonna trim it, and then we're gonna sous vide it, and then we're gonna cook it in a cast iron pan and finish it with some butter. And then we're gonna eat it with one of the red wines that we featured today. So great, let's do it.
So here we go, we're going to open the bag and we're going to pull this ribeye out. So I'm just pulling it out now. You can see how beautiful it looks and the bark that it's got on the outside of it. So now what we've got to do is we've got to figure out what size we want the steaks. And I'm recommending that you do an inch, inch and a quarter for good size ribeye. And then what we're going to do is after we cut them, we're going to trim them, and then I'm going to vac seal some and freeze them, and then we're going to cook a couple of them up tonight. So now comes the cooking portion of this wonderful experiment. And so here's what we're going to do. We're first of all, we're going to take our steaks and we're going to season with fleur de sel or sea salt, a nice coarse one, and some Tally cherry pepper. That's what we like to use, and find that that's all you need for a ribeye like this. So the method that we're going to use today is we're going to use sous vide. And so we're going to put this, we're going to seal it in a bag, seasoned. We're going to cook it immersed in water, sous vide style, and the temperature is going to be about 126 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to cook it for about 30, maybe 35 minutes. Once it's done, we're going to pull it out, we're going to take it out of the bag, and then we're going to cook it in a hot cast iron pan, and we're going to finish it with some butter, rosemary, and a bit of garlic.
Water?
Yeah, water.
Well, we only serve paying customers, so you'll have to order more than water. If you're broke, go somewhere else.
50 dumplings. Is it a deal?
Huh?
You feed me, and I'll take care of those guys for you.
But,
Okay, so here we are. Here's the steak. Here's one of them finished, cooked. As you can see, it's a beautiful medium rare. The wine we chose was a 2013 Pepper Bridge Merlot. What I wanted to say about the wines too was they were my choices of wines. You choose whatever you want. You don't even need to choose those varietals. You can drink white wine with steak if you want. Whatever you want to drink because you enjoy it, then you go ahead and do that. These are the ones I like. This is a great Merlot, and it's a full-bodied Merlot. I'm going to have a little taste. Delicious. Going to go great with this. Great. So let's cut and it's going to be a nice piece. Give it a cut. See it's cooked. Beautiful medium rare. It's so rich and decadent and buttery. It's fantastic. So what I'm going to say by closing is, look, you see how I've cooked that steak. And for those of you that have just got that little thought in your mind that that needs to be done any more than that, I'm going to ask you something. Do the cow a favor, do me a favor, and us meat lovers a favor, and eat fucking chicken.